Every business needs a legal structure. It determines ownership, management, liability, and profit sharing, so your rules of the game are clear. Picture William, a young white man with short, styled hair, a trimmed beard, wearing a cream sweatshirt, beige slim-fit trousers, and matching sneakers, checking options before he starts selling. Sole proprietorship, joint Hindu family business, partnership, cooperative society, and company. In Class 11 Business Studies, you'll learn how each form sets decision-making and responsibility. Sole proprietorship is run by one person. Joint Hindu family business keeps it within family. Partnership shares profits and liabilities. Cooperative society is owned by members. Company offers stronger separation. By the end, the choice of form chapter helps you match the right structure to your goals. Whether you want simplicity, shared control, or limited liability, you'll understand the trade-offs upfront and avoid surprises later in your business journey for real-life decisions you make daily. Segment 2, Sole Proprietorship. Imagine William running his Kirana store. One person owns, manages, and controls everything. That's the core meaning. Formation and closure are simple. No special legal formality, just start and stop operating. The big trade-off? Liability is unlimited. If business debts or lawsuits hit, your personal assets are at risk. Your house, savings, and everything tied to you. You're the sole risk bearer and the sole profit recipient, so decisions feel direct and fast. There's also no separate legal entity. You and the business are the same in the eyes of the law. Continuity is limited too. If you die or become insolvent, the business ends. Merits: quick decisions, confidentiality, personal satisfaction, and easy setup closure. Limitations: limited resources, limited managerial bandwidth, and that heavy unlimited liability. Think salon chairs or a tailor shop. Same structure, same personal control today. If you want personal control with fewer formalities, this is your style. William traces the idea of a joint Hindu family business, a company-like setup owned by members of a Hindu undivided family, run under Hindu law. Membership starts by birth. Those who are co-partners are part of it automatically, even when they're minors. At the center sits the Karta, the head who manages day-to-day affairs. His liability is unlimited, so creditors can look to his personal assets. Everyone else has limited liability, generally capped to their share in the business. Two traditions shape it. Dayabhaga, common in West Bengal, differs from Mitakshara, followed across most of India. Still, continuity is key. When a Karta dies, the next eldest takes over, and the business carries on. Why choose this system? Effective control, family loyalty, continuity, and member-level risk limits. The trade-offs are clear too. Karta dominance, limited resources, and his need for strong management skills. That's why good leadership matters most. Partnership is when two or more people run a business under the Indian Partnership Act, 1932. You form it by an agreement, oral or written, often called a partnership deed. Big deal. Liability is unlimited and joint, so any partner can be asked to pay the firm's whole debt. Profits and losses follow the agreed ratio. If you don't say otherwise, it's equal. It's equal if you never specify the ratio in writing. Decisions are joint. Partners share control, so you don't act alone. Death, retirement, or insolvency of any partner can affect the partnership. Also, count matters. At least 2 partners, up to 50, as prescribed. Lastly, mutual agency means each partner is owner and agent, able to bind the firm. Write terms clearly. Actions travel fast for everyone. Stay careful. Imagine William, in his cream sweatshirt and beige trousers, chatting while you learn how partnership types work. Active working partner, handles daily business, shares profits, and carries real responsibility. Sleeping dormant, stays quiet, funds the venture, and usually gets profits without running operations. Low involvement, but still liable for partnership debts. Secret partner, works behind the scenes, not disclosed to the public. You may still face liabilities if their role becomes known. Nominal partner, name on the signboard only, less control, but creditors can still treat them as partners. Partner by estoppel. If you act like a partner and others rely on it, the law may lock you in, even if you weren't meant to be. Partner by holding out, similar, but the focus is your public behavior. Registration isn't compulsory, but it's advisable to prove roles and reduce nasty surprises. It also helps avoid disputes over authority, credit, and profit sharing later. People pool skills and money. In a general partnership, you're typically managing together, and liability can be unlimited. Your personal assets may be on the line. Decisions are often balanced, and it's easy to form or shut down. You may raise more funds, spread risk, and keep things private. In a limited partnership, at least one general partner runs the business and bears heavier liability. Limited partners contribute cash, but usually can't manage, so their exposure is capped. If you want limited liability with clearer structure, look at an LLP under the LLP Act 2008, built for continuity. Trade-offs are real. Conflicts can flare, resources may be limited, continuity can slip, and public confidence can fade. Because agreements can be personal, roles blur or payouts delay, so plan now wisely. A cooperative society is a voluntary association formed for a common economic interest, not for profit. Once it's registered under the Cooperative Societies Act 1912, the co-op becomes a separate legal entity. The whole system is built on a service motive. Instead of chasing dividends, the co-op aims to serve members and improve their everyday lives today. So if the goal is fair-priced groceries or shared services, the members vote together and the benefit stays focused on them, not outside shareholders for profit. William, in a cream sweatshirt and beige trousers, studies partnership cooperatives like a map. In segment 6B, these are joint efforts with shared work and decision-making. Consumer, producer, marketing, farmers, credit, and housing cooperatives. Each type lets members have equal voting. No one person dominates. Limited liability helps protect MEC members' personal assets, while stable existence and low-cost operations make daily management realistic. Government support can also strengthen the startup years. But watch the trade-offs. Limited resources may slow growth, and management inefficiency can drag decisions. Lack of secrecy means info spreads fast, and government control may steer priorities. Internal conflicts can flare when goals clash, especially between farmers, borrowers, or buyers. If William can weigh merits against limitations, partnerships become more than a concept. They become a practical way to share risk, share benefit, and build a steadier future. So he notes, cooperate, communicate, and keep rules clear from day one. Picture William scrolling his notes. A company isn't a person in the usual way. It's an artificial person created by law under the Companies Act 2013. That means it can own property, sign deals, sue others, and be sued, just like you'd expect from a legal identity. Now the big idea: separate legal entity. The company stands apart from its shareholders. If shareholders change, the company doesn't lose its legal body. This separation helps limit confusion. Creditors deal with the company itself, not directly with individual shareholders, even though they own shares. So the business story continues uninterrupted today. Finally, perpetual succession. The company keeps going continuously, even when members enter or leave. How does it come to life? Formation is a bit more paperwork than a handshake. You prepare the MOA and AOA, then register with the ROC. Once registered, the company's separate ongoing existence is locked in. William, wearing a cream sweatshirt and beige trousers, points at the boardroom documents. First, control sits with a board of directors elected by the shareholders. That means owners vote for who steers the company. Second, your liability is limited to the capital you invest. If things go wrong, you're not personally on the hook for everything, only for what you put in. Third, companies usually have a common seal. It's a formal stamp that helps show official decisions were made properly. Finally, risk spreads across many shareholders. Instead of one person bearing every hit, lots of investors share the ups and downs. So when you picture a company, think voted control, capped liability, official ceiling, and shared risk, all working together. Together, these features make investment feel less like a gamble and more like a partnership you can step into, carefully and with confidence each day. Company types. Private companies cap membership at 200, need at least 2 members, restrict share transfers, and don't invite the public. Private limited. Public companies have no top limit, need at least 7 members, let shares move freely. and can invite the public, limited. Here's what you gain: limited liability, perpetual existence, real room for expansion, and professional management, plus shares that can be traded. Transfers protect investors, and perpetual life keeps projects alive through changes smoothly. But watch the limits. Formation can be complex, secrecy is low, the vibe can feel impersonal, regulation is heavy, decisions may be slow, and owners versus directors can clash. For founders, that choice shapes control, speed, and who can own a piece of the business today. Choose wisely. William is weighing his next business form. First, check the cost of setting up and shutting down. Some choices are quick and cheap, others feel like paperwork mountains. Next, think about liability comfort. Do you want personal savings shielded if things go wrong? Then ask how much control you truly need. Sole decision-making versus shared direction. Capital requirement matters too. Some structures handle public money and bigger growth, others don't. Continuity is another big one. Will the business keep going if you're unavailable, or does it end with you? Finally, match the form to the nature and scale of your work. A small, low-investment venture may fit a proprietorship. A large company needing public capital may point toward forming a company. Pick the option that fits your goals today and stays steady tomorrow. Walk through these factors, then choose confidently. The right structure helps you focus on customers, not legal headaches from day one. Quickly check 4 clues: number of owners, who controls, how profits are shared, and how liability works. Then pick the closest match and explain. Owners, control, profits, liability clearly, briefly. Sole proprietorship, 1 owner, easy start, full risk and profit. Joint Hindu family business, runs under Hindu law, controlled by the Karta, with shared family rights. Partnership, 2 or more partners share profits, responsibilities, and decisions. Cooperative Society, members join together for common benefit, not just personal gain. Company, a legal entity separate from owners, can raise funds and limits liability. For short answers, write the definition plus 1 key feature. For long answers, add registration, managerial control, and liability comparison. Remember this chapter, your exam will always ask it in a short